Congratulations. You two did an outstanding job. I mean, really, we could not have done this movie without the two of you. And I wanted to know what your very first meeting was like when the two of you met for the first time.
I think a very important aspect of acting is chemistry, and I think me and Sophie got along really well, really quickly, and it's rare that happens, but we got lucky. So.
I remember I found it funny because there was two guys in the final process of audition, and the youngest one was really, there was a quite difference of age, and the youngest one has a little voice, and then I come and meet Josh, and he's like, "Hi, Sophie," and I'm like, "Oh, okay," much more older here, and I remember being all super shy and intimidated by Josh at first. I actually turned red in the audition room, and the producers actually noticed. But I think after that we just had a great chemistry and we were really close on set.
Yeah, but they're very tough roles, and it's hard for adults to take on what you guys did. I can't even imagine, my kids doing something like this. Where do you go to, there's some hard stuff that you guys are dealing with,
I mean, there's a lot of different factors. I mean, it depends on how it's written and who's directing it and who you're working with. And in this case, we got very lucky in the sense that those were all, just amazing. Nathan is an incredible director, and how he handles the set and the notes that he gives are really good. And obviously the script is great, and Sophie's great, and so it helps. Kind of everything culminates, and it's you have a lot of people helping you out.
Yeah. How about for you, Sophie?
Yeah, I think it's easy when you have such a great team to do it, and I think we all have past experiences that we're not always we all have our dark places, and I think that's always easy to. You go and grab a bit of that when you have to do such dramatic scenes. But I think in between the takes, we try to keep it light.
Yeah, well, you have to with something like this. And then you have, you're working with Bill Paxton and Colm Feore, who pretty much are two of my favorite actors. They're so good. But what I have a bone to pick is that I don't like seeing them as bad guys. Come on,
Gotta switch it up.
You gotta switch it up, exactly. They're so good. But Sophie, what you went through with Bill as playing your dad, hey, oh my God. Really, what was it like to work with someone like that on that level?
It was interesting. I would love actually to play in a comedy with Bill to see what he was like, because now we're doing. Because he's super method, and since we're doing a dramatic movie, he was acting. Since he was method, he was really serious and would call me. I don't know what his daughter's name is, but that's what he would call me. And sometimes he would just improvise during the scenes and would go further than what we've discussed before the scene. So sometimes he would get me a bit off guard, and I would be like, "Where is he going?" So I'd love to do actually a comedy with him to see how he's in something a bit more.
Lighthearted.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah, and how about for you? Exactly, because you're playing this kid who just wants to help his friend, for goodness sake, and he sees what, he just wants to help her. Did you have that same experience with Bill too? Does he not go off character? He stays?
No, he really stays.
Wow.
Yeah. It helps because you're supposed to be genuinely scared, and we're not supposed to have a good relationship, and so obviously in between takes he was very method in that sense, but not like it was we were in the van home, and he was like, "I hate you." It wasn't like that. It was just on the set.
Just being present.
Yeah, exactly, and it helps a lot because it's there's not much acting involved at that point.
Yeah, shooting up in the Sioux, it's a beautiful location, but it's pretty isolated.
You tell me.
Montreal girl over here.
Did you at least have cell service? Come on.
Not even everywhere.
Most of the time we didn't.
Yeah, sometimes on locations I was like, this is not serious. I can't call anyone.
Sophie's worst nightmare.
On my way back home, 40-minute drive, and I was like, hi. And he's like, I'm losing you. I was like, oh my God, I can't do it. I was driving crazy.
So, so no doubt you become much closer when you're on a set like that, I would think.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you don't have Twitter to go on. You gotta entertain yourself somehow. So.
Yeah, well, that's kind of good sometimes, though, too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was fun. We built a great relationship off of that, and we'd have bowling nights sometimes. So. Yeah,
you have to ease the tension. Yeah. Okay, I want to ask you, because one of my favorite scenes in this movie is the motel scene when the two of you, you have to end up in this motel and you need somewhere warm to stay and everything. It's so beautiful because it's all about this friendship. How much did you guys input into that scene as opposed to, Nathan telling you and directing you? Because to me it just felt very real, and I understand it was the last scene that you shot.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was the last scene. So by that point we were obviously really close.
Yeah.
And it helps when you're doing something that intimate, that you're with someone who you don't despise. You know? So it's definitely good. And I mean, it being the last scene, there was more to it than just what the scene consisted of, and I think that comes out a lot on the screens.
I think it was fun. It was like the scene was not written exactly like that to start off with. Actually, Nathan added some bits of like dialogue at the beginning to make it more natural, and I think it helped. Like we were like in between shots, he kept making these faces that made me laugh, and I couldn't concentrate. And I think if you look at the actual footage, there's like all the time like, Josh, stop it, I can't concentrate. So it just like it made it so much like natural and really not awkward, because sometimes scenes like that can be like. When people get it's acting. It's not like serious or anything.
Yes, of
and
course.
it's just like to just keep it light was really fun. I couldn't even concentrate with him in front of me.
Well, that's okay. We look forward to seeing that on the Blu-ray version.
Right.
I hope so.
Yeah, that
Plenty
would be
of
fun.
that.
Sophie, I have to address the fact that, of course, you are one of our TIFF Rising Stars this year. Congratulations to you. No surprise, you're so fantastic. What does this mean to you?
I think it's a great program. It's fun because I'm actually doing with Mylène Maquet, who we shot a movie together last year. So it's awesome to be able to do it with her, and just to be able to find some Canadian talent, because I think for a lot of movies we look for people that are from the States. So to be able to recognize their work from here is awesome, and we got to meet so many great directors and producers and stuff like that.
Good stuff. And Josh, what's up next for you? What are we gonna see?
Stuff in October with this movie called Glow, and it's shooting in Toronto actually,
Good.
so I'll have more of a chance to kind of see the city and all that. So
Awesome. Well, I promise you will have cell service here,
Yeah.
so that will be good.
Count on
You guys were so fantastic in this movie.
Thank you so
Best of
much.
luck with everything, and just a pleasure talking to you both.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay.